what you do with the baking. It's about the balance. If you don't get the balance right, then it doesn't work entirely. So and I think we have got the balance right.
Yeah, it's really, really lovely.
You nailed it on the head.
We're live again, so
we
can chat, but I don't know if anyone's watching.
We've got double check.
And I've got another one up now. Go onto our channel and then go on live videos.
Are we good?
Yeah, you can talk. You're live.
Yeah, I just don't know if anyone's watching.
We can still chat.
Yeah.
So where do we get to there?
So we were on
I
about
don't know where we got cut off, but
craft and people doing lifting
flowers.
flowers.
Well, I think you'd explain the concept behind the branding. How about you ladies explain how you've enjoyed the experience or feeling that? Tell us about how the business is going, how happy you are to now be on Bishie Road, or not Bishie Road, but what is it?
Nunnery
Nunnery
Lane, which
Lane.
we're kind of just off.
Pseudo Bishie
We
Road.
give it a bit of an edge.
Almost
We're
Bishie
just
Road.
off.
Yeah.
I think for me, like going to the brewery was amazing because I didn't realise quite how technical it is. I think when you think about drinking beer, you think obviously there's a process, but the skill behind it is unbelievable, and what you guys do is
blown
incredible.
away when we got there, weren't we?
Yeah,
There was
literally
so
from
much.
start to finish, it was just wow, as if. And I think maybe similar to when you came to the bakery, you just
yeah,
don't understand
absolutely.
how much work goes into things. And I think a lot of people don't get that until they actually see it. We get a lot of people come to the bakery and they're like, wow, we've never seen people make pastry before. And from start to finish, the process is quite long.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same with beer, that from the start to finish is so much love and care and everything goes into it.
Yeah.
I feel like when you taste it, you can actually taste that.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
And the brewers here think they get up early to start a brew. These girls get up at
yeah,
4,
I've got my 4
4
a.m. alarm
Yeah, I'm just
set.
saying, well, we kind of have it easy now, but in our earlier heritage, when we brewed in this building here, then a 5 a.m. start would be fairly typical.
Is that in the building for 5 or is that alarm for 5?
That's beginning to work at 5.
Okay, alright, okay, nice, yeah. So similar, yeah.
So I do think there are synergies between our industries.
No, I really think there is quite a lot of...
Albeit we may not be doing those hours now as you ladies do.
As the process maybe we didn't realise it at first. I think there was always that sort of allyship, that's the word I was trying to think of, between these industries, but the more this beer process went on, I think we realised that more, didn't we? Especially working with Maud as well, which was really great. So those guys are great if you ever see their coffee. But yeah, it's just been really positive every step of the way, and we've kind of tapped into a lot of what we're both as businesses passionate about, and really tried to sort of replicate that in the storytelling of this beer. It's been really fun. I think there's a question.
I was looking at it from the other way round. Are you going to be doing anything with the sort of the combination of the types of flakes you're getting from the beer to create something in your bakery?
That's a really good question.
So before you answer that, I need to reiterate that for whoever might be watching on camera. So the question that's come off camera is, we've done this one way round. So might you take something that we do with beer and incorporate into something pastry based?
I mean, we'd definitely be up for it.
We had that question.
I'm trying to think what exactly we could do. We do a lot of different flavours and stuff. A beer pastry could definitely be interesting, but we could maybe do a custard with some beer in it or something like that.
Yeah.
But that would be a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
I like it already. Yeah. My brain's literally going right, what can we do?
If you need guinea pigs, I think we have a room of them.
Yeah,
here.
perfect. Yeah, amazing.
Don't grow beards though.
No.
Sean, to my right, has suggested it is possible to actually bake with spent grains. So maybe we should look at what to do with
The
that.
brownie thing, my ears picked up pricks when you said about the brownie loop thing. That could be pretty cool.
Because that's a byproduct for us. So if you could make something great with that.
Yeah, well, we'd definitely be. Yeah, send us someone. We'll definitely give it a go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee,
But yeah.
can I say something off camera?
Off camera.
This beer is so much better when it warms up.
Yeah. So anyone who's watching at home, if you think the beer's still a little bit cold, let it warm up
Warm it up.
slightly, and
Way
the cinnamon
more.
spice and everything else will really come through a lot
For
more.
the first time.
Very good anyway, but when it warms up,
Yeah.
plus 5%.
My friend, my expert from Texas, Travis, has told us this needs to be a few degrees warmer to be truly enjoyed.
Yeah.
And he's on the money with that. Can't argue with that.
No, I totally agree because when I first tried it a couple of days ago, I had it when it was cold and it tastes totally different now.
Yeah,
Tastes like a different beer.
As with any dark beer, you're going to need that higher temperature to amplify the flavour.
It's all the flavours.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So when the beer was ready, me and Ant went down to Flory last Friday to take some photos, and we might have got in the way a little bit, but we really saw you were rolling the laminating through the machine, and then we obviously saw them being rolled and then saw them being brushed with the cinnamon spice and then put in the oven, and then that's what we took back to the brewery. So it was seeing that process from start to finish, all amongst you guys running the bakery and literally having a queue of people outside constantly the whole time we were there, and we were shooting photos around you. It was just it's been so much fun.
And we very much enjoyed the bag of pastries you sent back
I
to us.
literally, because I told you I was missing our most important meeting of the week to come and take photos, and the meeting was still going on when we arrived back at the brewery. So I just walked in with the big bags. Hey!
And she/you supplied the energy to get through the rest of the meeting.
It was, yeah.
Perfect. No, it's amazing beer. It tastes so good, and I felt like the collaboration was super natural as well. It's just been
worked so well.
we get on really well, and
No,
it's
thank you. It's been an eye opener for us. We said at the start of the year, like I said earlier, that we wanted to do more with local companies, and I think could not have hoped for better with how this one has gone. So thank you.
No, thank you.
Thanks, gals.
Right. Anyway,
Do a TikTok dance for
if everyone else can come back on camera, we do have a few more things to wrap up.
I thought you were going to say you need the loo now, so you need to.
No, I don't even know whose mic's what now. That's yours. That's mine. I know you. I think that's yours. Right, well, thank you for joining us on camera there. Yeah, that was really cool. So we do have the usual bit we need to do at this point, which is you need to know what's coming in your box next time. So Wayne, over to you, dude.
Put me on the spot. I've just been having a break. So
On the prompter.
Drink Outside the Box subscription next month. We've got a really cool box coming up. So we say this every month.
And we're still reading that. Why are you removing it?
Stop it! Put it back. Just turn around and hold it closer to us. We say it every month. We think the next month's box is going to be better than the last one. It's what we always say. But we do have some really cool beers coming up that Ant's passed to me, so I'll just read off.
I will say that was silky. That and silky. Yeah.
So anyone in the audience Siri's asking for some weird shit. So back in the room. We've got some really cool beers coming up next month's YouTube. Next month's subscription box as well as the YouTube.
This is fairly normal, by the way. It always degenerates like this. But so what beers have we got next month, Wayne?
In next month's box, we've got our Thornbridge collaboration. We've got Fawny Eagle. So anyone in the audience tonight who wants to try Fawny Eagle as an exclusive, it's actually pouring tonight in one of our competitors' bars, but they're not competitors. It's on in the Market Cat. Launches tonight in the Market Cat. If you live in Leeds, it's going to be on in the Banker's Cat, and if you live in Birmingham, it's going to be on in Colmore.
And quite literally, if you fancy coming in convoy with us,
we'll be going there.
Very shortly after this concludes, we will be going to that bar to drink that beer.
But
you are all welcome.
But obviously, if you can't make it to that, it's going to be in your box in a few weeks' time. So really cool, 7.1% classic IPA, West Coast, obviously. We've also got Blood Eagle. So Blood Eagle's making a return. So again, if you're in the audience, you can drink it upstairs. It's a Blood Orange IPA. It's on tonight. 5.7%. Really cool beer that we just brought out this week. We've also got Lemon Sherbets, which we talked about earlier. So that's going to be in your box next month. As well as our new chocolate. It's Chocolate Week in York in a couple of weeks' time. So we've brought a beer out, and it's a chocolate-themed beer. We called it Brew Yorkie.
Yeah. How many weeks do you reckon before that letter hits the doorstep?
In addition to that, we've got the return of the fan favourite salted caramel ton cocoa, 12%. Yeah, and the crazy thing, that's not going to be on the tasting because
I've got your can. It's fine, Jarvis. Don't worry.
And then we've got a return of our SIBA national award-winning Keris. It's a 4.1%, really simple hot pale ale, but it's a really cool beer. And we got best best beer in the northeast of England a few years back, and then it went on to win silver in the national awards.
I mean, I know it's not quite champion beer of Britain, but it's up there.
Trying to sing its praises with these guys in the room. So yeah, some really cool beers, and then we've got a few interesting beers to make up the rest of the box. We've got guests, various breweries at birthday party. No Lee.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, for the live tasting. Oh yeah. So it's our 2-year anniversary. So it's actually so at our birthday party. It's our 6th birthday party, and it's our 2-year YouTube anniversary birthday party. But somebody's not going to be here.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
I'm not.
No. I regret to say that I'm not going to be there. I'm committed elsewhere at that time, so I apologise in advance. But I will be there for the second day of the birthday.
Good.
But however, how do you replace me? Apparently, the way in which to replace me is to bring in about 10 different substitutes. That's how much you need to replace me.
Is their volume combined will replace you?
So, I believe you are going to be having Thornbridge, Siren, Buxton, Full Circle, and Vault City all on camera with you next month.
Spoiled.
Because, as I said, that's what it takes to replace me. So yeah, that's what you'll get next month. So we did promise you a little bit of an insight thing towards the end of today's session. So
if anyone's made it onto our 4th live stream that we're on now,
if you bothered to persevere with our technology issues and you are still with us, you have earned this. So yeah, in terms of what our birthday beers are going to be as released next month. So we've gone with this breakfast concept. So we have juice, tea, coffee, toast. So juice is the beer that we're going to brew next Tuesday. It's being brewed with Vault City. It is a tropical smoothie sour. It's been brewed with guava and papaya and mango, and we are using 1.8 tons of guava, papaya and mango. So this beer is ridiculous. It's coming in at 8%.
Why is Wayne twitching?
Wayne's twitching because he's seen the price of it.
you guys thought Jackie Flan was expensive. It's not going to be too bad. It is going to be expensive. It is going to be Jackie Flan level, but it's going to be worth it.
But the idea of collabing with a brewery is sometimes they want to work with us and learn what we do. Sometimes we want to work with them and do what they do. And Vault City are renowned for doing some of the best sours in the country, and they do go silly. And for me to call someone silly, given what we do, that's quite extreme. So yeah, we've got to live up to their reputation, not ours. So the next beer is tea, is the beer we did with Full Circle, brewed this Tuesday just gone, which is going to be a strawberry cream tea, fruit tea IPA coming in at 6%.
So we decided that when we look at the concept of this, we were like, we are choosing some way out there beers. We want to get all the different things that when you stood in the queue and some pretentious person in the front of you was ordering that in the Starbucks, we're like, that's exactly what we're doing here, isn't it? So let's go for the opposite. Let's just simplify it, and we've got juice, tea, coffee and toast. But in reality, they're going to be way pretentious.
The short name is going to let you off. The long name is going to make you look pretentious, perhaps. But and the coffee bit is the beer we brewed today. As a reminder, is a maple mocha iced latte stout. And then the beer that we brewed first, which was last week, is called Toast. And that's brewed with our friends across in Hong Kong, Guilo. And it is an amplified version of a beer that we did with them a while ago. It was called Kaya. And the inspiration by Kaya, behind Kaya, was this thing that they have in Asia, which is you get your toast and you spread on it this stuff called pandan. It'll be a combination of pandan, like coconut, and then you would take this toast with this kind of covering and you would dip it into your coffee. That's how they would typically consume it there. So we've packed all of that into a beer. So what we're having is a pandan coconut and coffee Kaya Toast Imperial Milk Stout.
And quite aptly, Matthew, thanks again for all your questions. Will the birthday beers be available to buy online in a set? Yes. Quick answer. Yeah, no, one of the things we're doing is we're going to make a cool 4-pack from this. So anyone attending the beer festival themselves at the weekend will be the first people who will get a chance to take this away with them. The following week we'll be shipping the beers to anyone else who wants to buy them from home. So I'm sorry if you can't make the festival for whatever reasons. You will get it pretty soon, but we want to let the people who manage to attend the festival take the beer away with them and try it in person on draft, obviously, but then take a 4-pack away with them at the festival.
So, do we want to field a few more questions?
So Josh has got one he's just put on.
Well, this is for you, Sean.
Oh,
What is the most important thing in making a happy brew team? Love, Josh. Love. He even said love. I like that.
One day together.
Yeah, I've been loving that guy. Andy from Elusive is not the nicest game beer.
Well, I don't think it's universal to brew team, but what would you say is crucial in making a happy work environment?
I think from
Biltong.
biltong is a staple in a brewer's diet. But I think, the best brewers I've worked with have all been really passionate and really into what they do. And I think the key is making sure we don't take advantage of that and actually build a team that looks after each other and we work together. I think that's really important. But I said this to Josh the other day, just always making it clear to a team that we're only just making beer, and that's all we're doing.
Amen to that.
We're having fun and we're making beer. No one needs to have a sleepless night if they're a brewer, and that's really important to me. So making sure that my brew team go home, if it's we have good and bad days. That happens, and but all we're doing is making beer, and we should love what we do, and that's what we try to do. So I think the important thing is making sure that everyone knows that. It's not some. We're not wizards and doing crazy stuff.
As much as we might look like them.
Yeah, we do look like them.
You shall not pass.
But it's having
My
fun.
brother-in-law said you do look like a wizard.
Yeah. I know. So it's ironic me
You
saying.
mean we look like the band Wizard? Or
I have been told I look like the guy from Magic Numbers many times, but I hadn't seen them for a long time. And then I saw.
Are you going to barrel age any of the Siren collab? Not this particular one, but I would like to hope they would come back and do another one with us in time where we could do that.
or if
you
not,
saying
we'll get their permission to just brew it again here, and then we'll barrel age that.
No,
Are you saying that we
got-
have to come back to York?
That was not me, Lee.
No. At 10% ABV, we're not exactly perfectly suited to barrel aging, so I think it would be better that we developed another beer that would work for that.
Maybe a beer where we could all brew together with maybe another 2 breweries who are going to feature in a tent with us at a festival.
Oh, now there's an idea.
maybe someone that's famous. Beers in
Amundsen and Fierce. We could a 4-way.
I feel like I might take us down the rabbit hole with this question, but I really like this question. Do you feel that being in an industry centered around what is trends and what is new, do you feel under pressure to constantly evolve with branding /styles/innovations? So I think that's an insightful question, and I think that he's absolutely nailed our industry on the head as it is right now. So what are your thoughts on that?
Can I? Yeah, I think I probably maybe even answered that right at the start. We're talking about constant evolution, yet here at Siren we're making sour porters, making export India porters, red IPAs. I think there's a little bit of evolution. We're using nitro in our beers, but there's also a little bit looking back to recipes of old and kind of where this inspiration came from. There is some evolution, but there's also just taking some really classic styles and just absolutely nailing them, and just making some incredible beers. And we spoke about our Export India Porter and Mr. Andy Parker saying it was the best beer that we've ever made.
You did write down
that in there again.
You did write down that you were supposed to send me and Wayne some, yeah?
Yeah. It's in the face.
You don't need to worry about that.
But I think it's a bit of both, isn't it? Just kind of taking classic styles and really like doing them justice, but at the same time as using technology and different processes. I mean, I'm not speaking from a brewer, I'm speaking from marketing, but it's a bit of both. I absolutely love looking at our kind of upcoming releases and seeing some really classic styles coming out, but also just seeing some really exciting things coming out. And it's a little bit of everything.
One of the things that amazes me, and one of the things I'm weirdly thankful about COVID, which is a weird thing to say, is that we kind of got a opportunity to do what we'd always wanted to do. So we didn't set out to start Brew York to brew the same 4 beers week in, week out. We set out to brew beers that we wanted to drink and things that were hopefully gonna, change people's perceptions on beer. And you end up in a position where you're like, excuse me, you have to brew a good pale ale. You have to brew these different styles. You have to do that to kind of earn your bread and butter, to kind of keep the brewery ticking over. And once you've got that going and you're happy with how things are going, you then start putting out a special, a really cool thing that you're really proud of. And that's what we did with Tonkoko. We were brewing like 4 or 5 core beers that we were pleased with, and then we put Tonkoko out there, which we were like so proud of. And we were like, there's no way people are going to buy a beer like that. And then they did. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe we can do more of it. And then...
But I think this is why we have affinity as businesses, because, you have the things that bring the money, and you're going to have the low ABV pale or whatever, as Wayne's saying there. But I think we both set about just going out to brew the beer that we want to drink. And some of it sells slower. But at the end of the day, we make the beer that we want to drink.
Yeah.
And one of the key things about lockdown for me was that we were forced to kind of do something a little bit different, and as you guys will have done as well, is we were fortunate enough to have a very good canning line where we could put a lot of beer out into the public domain that we probably couldn't have done before. And all of a sudden it was like, take the shackles off Lee and get super fucking creative and do all these wacky stuff that we'd always tried not to do, because that just wasn't allowed. It was like, you've got to keep those things going, you've got to keep your core beers selling, you've got to do this. All of a sudden people were sat at home thinking, I just want what's new and what's interesting, and people's appetite changed, and thankfully you guys at home and you guys in the audience bought into this and really supported us in this journey. But we do love core beer. We do love to have the same beers that we can, I know I love that beer and I want to drink it week in, week out, but it's also nice to have that complete out there beer that you've always wanted to brew. It's like the and I'm never going to remember the name of the wood that you keep talking about, but I wanted to do that. So let's brew
Amberana.
Yes. So I've always wanted.
I remember.
So rather than play it safe, which that's not something you guys do, but rather than keep playing it safe and rebrewing the beer that everyone likes, let's brew this beer and let's try something new and let's push the boundaries. And if people don't like it, fair enough, we won't brew it again. But if they like it, let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing something that's really good.
I have so many thoughts on this question, but I'm gonna keep it really short and just say, like, Siren is 9 years.
It was really short, because I'm off to lose. Go on, Scott. Go on.
Siren is 9 years old. You guys are 6 years old.
30 seconds.
We are really early in this journey in craft brewery, and at the moment, all the breweries in the UK that I know are growing, trying to do what they do and grow it. And I think we're going to get to the stage where we're like, let's stop growing and let's focus on what we're doing and how we do it. And I think when that happens, it's going to be an incredible experience for consumers. Consumers are also learning at the moment. Like, the age of us, like 9 years, like I don't know how many people have been drinking beer for longer than 10 years. Where they're really after interesting flavour. No, I mean after interesting flavour. I know. But we in a really interesting time where you guys are going to start understanding what you like, and it's going to be an interesting back and forth, and we're going to work it out. Sierra Nevada for me is the greatest brewery in the world.
Cheers to that.
And
I think so.
it is one of the first brewery. There are obviously other breweries in the world, the Belgians and the German breweries, but Sierra Nevada, Ken Grossman's son is now the head brewer of the second brewery that they got, and that's a second generation thing, and that's going to start happening all over the world. We're going to have second generation brewers and third and fourth, and that's what we got with maltsters and stuff like that. It's a weird thing, but they make malt for the big breweries, and now they're making malt for us small craft breweries. So I'm going on a tangent here, but I think we're really young with what we're doing with breweries, and I think with craft breweries and where we're at, and I think there's an exciting future, and consumers are going to lead the journey, and we're gonna have back and forth, and it's going to be exciting.
I am finally going to listen.
I hope that answers that question. I can't remember the question, but
So I've got a couple of points to make just to wrap things up, but it's mainly the promo. So we've said it before. It's our birthday in 4 weeks' time. These guys are coming down. I'm sure pretty much everyone in the room's coming to our birthday party already. So everyone at home, hopefully, who's joining in, hopefully you guys are coming. But if you're not and you're undecided, it's the 8th and 9th of April. It's Friday. Both sessions. Well, it's Friday and Saturday. 2 sessions each day. 12 till 4:30, and then 5:30 till 10 p.m. Go onto our website. You can book your tickets there. If you happen to be one of our MailChimp subscribers, you'll get a discount as well. Just follow the link in your email. So hopefully you can join us. We're going to do lots of talkings, lots of brewery tours, free tastings, all sorts going on, loads of food. And Andy, our amazingly organised events manager, is asking if anyone wants to volunteer. It's andy@brewyork.co.uk. So, cheers guys, thanks for joining us tonight.